Hey everybody, this is Jarrad, one of the physios from Square One. We've got KAITLYN here with me again today, another one of our physios from Square One. We've got a session here for you today. This session's targeted at whole body. What we're trying to do is integrate upper body, core, or your trunk, and your legs, okay? And the way that this session is structured is that you're going to bounce between upper, core, and lower, or lower, lower, core, and upper. The idea behind this is that you can get a good full body workout in, but also by sharing the work across different areas in the body, we can also work harder, resting those areas as you work the next. And so you should find that you're able to work really hard within this session. This session's made up of 2 blocks. So you're going to carry out about 9 exercises in sequence as you follow along, and we're going to aim to repeat that twice over for a total of around 25 to 30 minutes, okay? So the first thing that we're actually going to do is use our loop bands, and again, as part of our performance pack, these will all come stocked and ready to go, and KAITLYN's going to pop that on around her thighs, above her knees. Okay, so KAITLYN, if I can get you starting right over here to your right, okay, what you want to do is come into a quarter squat position, sticking your bottom out essentially. You want to keep your chest up, taking short shuffling steps to your side. And what we're going to do, KAITLYN will stop you there, is 1 step, then squat, 1 step, then squat. So going across, now step.
To the right, the left.
And squat. And step, and squat. Good, and again. Now you're going to go 10 steps left, then 10 steps right. Today, KAITLYN, you and I are going to go to that green square and then come back, okay? Just to the edge of the film, and then we're going to come on back. But again, at home, 10 up, 10 back. This is a great exercise to get you going. You're going to get the glutes firing off using that band, especially with that component of the crab walk, and then doubling it up and looping in a squat to engage all the other muscle groups, including your quads and your hamstrings. Fantastic, really good. All right, then what we're going to do is go into an upper body movement. So we're going to take pressure off the legs for a little bit. KAITLYN, if I can get you to get the pink power band. All right, okay. Now, standing in a nice, tall, upright position. Nice and strong through your trunk. Arms out in front of you, holding the band just wider than shoulder width. Squeezing your shoulder blades back in together, then pull with your arms until the band hits you in the chest for a total of 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. So KAITLYN's doing a really good job here. Good base position, feet are hip width apart, trunk is really, really strong. So drawing that belly button in, and then up nice and tall. Squeezing the shoulder blades back first, and pulling with the band until it hits you in the chest for a total of 10 repetitions. Keep that moving along, KAITLYN. Really good. How do you feel?
Good.
Okay, great. Bearing in mind, everyone, that you're going to need to change the strength of the band to account for your specific needs. So for those of you that are a bit more strong, bump the band tension up. And for those of you who perhaps aren't quite as strong, then again, bump the band tension down. Okay, so we started with a lower body movement, moving into an upper body movement. Now we're going to go into that abs and core exercise progression. So KAITLYN's going to be lying on her back. Okay, this one's a reverse crunch. Hands by your side. Okay, and what you'll note is KAITLYN's got her legs up at 90 degrees, feet together, knees together. And what she's going to try and do here is fold herself up, lifting her legs and hips off the ground so that her bottom actually clears the floor. As she comes back down, she's going to try and control that when you're ready. Good. For a total of 10 here, KAITLYN. And she's going to feel a really good burn start to develop here. Okay. You're going to feel it in the upper abdominal portion as you crunch up, and then you actually have to control it down. So you're going to feel it come back down your rectus or down your abs on the way down. Really good. Awesome.
10 reps, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah.
And you'll see with that she was nice and controlled. This one is quite difficult, and there is a tendency for some people to get quite sloppy and lose that control while you're in the air. I'd rather you bounce back on the repetitions and move up and down in a nice controlled fashion over trying to get through the reps in a really sloppy way. Okay? The next thing you're going to do, using our sliders, which again are in the performance pack, ready to go, we're going to do alternating reverse lunges. So KAITLYN's going to stand here with her feet positioned on the sliders themselves.
Both?
Yep. Alright, now she's going to alternate side to side. What she's going to do is take one leg back, sink down into a lunge position, then come back up. We're going to go for 10 here. Key things to note here are that the back leg is going straight back. Good.
Is that okay?
That's perfect. And that her knee is going straight over her toes. So the risk is with some people is they're going to allow that knee to drop in, which is no good. You want it coming straight forward and over. I prefer you to go even slightly out, but definitely try and limit how much inward motion we get at the knee. Good. You can take that back leg back if you take that back leg back a little bit further, and you'll get a little bit more hip flexor stretching in there. So it's a little bit of a double up. You're going to get a lot of hard work through the front as you kind of drop back and push up, but you're also going to get a bit of a hip flexor stretch through the back leg as well.
Cool.
Unreal. Okay, moving on. We're now going to go back to an upper body exercise. Let those legs rest for a little bit. So KAITLYN's going to come on down into a long plank position. Okay, so hands shoulder width apart. What you want is the legs hip width apart. And what you'll see before we get going here is KAITLYN is lovely and strong. Okay, she's pushing the ground away and really strong through her shoulders. She's really strong through her trunk. She's drawing that belly button in. She's active through her glutes and the back of her thighs, so it's really, think about lengthening your body to spread the room. Once you've got that base, she's then going to start tapping her shoulders side to side for a total of 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Keep going. Now for those of you who find this more difficult, and this is for all exercises, please feel free to take a rest at any point. We'd rather that you take a brief rest so that you can recover and continue with the exercises and maintain adequate technique, rather than trying to push through to get through the total amount of repetition and sacrifice your technique. How was that one?
Good.
Okay, so that's our first little cycle, 3 exercise, upper, lower and core. Moving into our second block. What we're going to do here is we're going to move into a power press. So, there you are. Attaching this band to anything that's nice and sturdy at home. What you want to do is have a lovely base position, and by that I mean feet hip width apart, soft bend in the knee, nice and strong through your legs. Then KAITLYN's got a firm grip on the band itself, starting in at a belly button. She's going to push that out and then bring it back in a nice controlled manner, without allowing the band to pull her into rotation or swing her to one side or the other, for a total of 10. 5 more, KAITLYN. That's it. Great, really well done there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is move into what we call a Cossack squat. Okay, so this is a really, really good one for the legs. Coming on over to this area here, actually that area there's perfect, KAITLYN. Spread the floor with your legs, so you want to go quite wide with your stance position on this one. Okay, and what KAITLYN's going to do is she's going to transition her weight from one leg to the other, going into a lateral lunge position. Okay, so going to one side and then coming back to the other. Good. And then bouncing between sides. Good. For a total of 20. So if you can keep a count on that, KAITLYN. What you can see here with KAITLYN is that as she comes into this, the knee goes straight over the toe. And then as she transitions away, the toe comes up. You're trying to keep this movement quite dynamic so that you're bouncing from side to side, but with good speed and under control. You're going to feel this one across multiple different areas, essentially the entire leg, but especially your glutes and especially your quads.
20.
20. And by this time, again, you're going to be starting to feel that fatigue creeping in, so be mindful of your technique. Take the time if you need it. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a push-up. So for most blokes, we'll be able to go right down on the ground off the bat and just start working through a regular push-up. For some people, you might need to start on your knees, or an intermediate level is potentially doing one off an incline. So you can use something like a box, the edge of a chair, the couch, anything at home. So what Kaitlyn's going to do is come into a long plank position, and she's just going to do 5 of these. So this is kind of that middle of the road, that middle level push-up progression. And when she's ready, great, lovely controlled motion on the way down. And on the way down, you're focusing on controlling your shoulder blade movement, and then it's a good push back to the start position. Great. Once she's done 5, we'll lose the box.
Thank you.
And we're going to go into a regular push-up position off the knees. Okay? So this is where some of you might start and stay. And 5 of these. So you ideally want to get through a total of 10 repetitions with this. Really good. How are you feeling there, Kaitlyn?
Good.
Yeah?
Push-ups are always challenging to me.
Yeah. Alright, now we're going to take the pressure off the upper body. We're going to go back to the lower body on this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some 4-point kneeling kickbacks. Okay? So she's going to stay on the mat. She's going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. Key things with the start position on this one is making sure that your hands are directly beneath your shoulder and that your knees are directly beneath your hips. You want your hands to be about shoulder width apart. Equally, you want your knees to be about hip width apart. Once you've got that lovely base position, make sure that you're really strong through your trunk and that core area. Okay, and a nice way to do that is just draw that belly button in slightly so that you're feeling lovely and strong through there. Once you've got that, work straight into the kickback, and the kickback is bringing your leg back and up, like so.
Just
Great.
straight.
Yep. Just like that.
Yeah?
And again. Great. And we're going through a total of 10 repetitions there. Key things to point out here, are you trying to keep your hips level? Okay? So if you're rocking side to side, you're losing a lot of your control through that central area. And what you'll see is she's able to keep her back lovely and flat, and there's not too much tilt there side to side. Total of 10, left and right. Really good. How you going, Kaitlyn?
Good, last one.
Fantastic. Alright, stand up, have a breather. Okay, so that's the first time through the first cycle of 2 that we're aiming to get done as part of this exercise loop. Alright, back to the start. She's halfway. Loop band around the thighs above the knees. This is a crab walk with a squat. Okay? When you're ready, Kaitlyn. Key things to watch out for here are keeping the band tension. What you'll see is her steps are short. You lead with the front leg, you follow with the back, and your feet are always about hip width apart. Her chest is up, and the weight is on your heels. Great. And then coming back towards me. Fantastic. Keep that going. Really good. One more there, Kaitlyn. Fantastic. Alright, let's pop that band off. Lower body, straight into upper body. Actually, use the pink, so grab the pink one for me, please. And I'll swap that. Now we go into a band pull apart. Okay, so she's upright. Good base position, strong through her trunk, chest up. Squeezing shoulder blades back and together. She's then pulling with the band till it hits her in the chest for a total of 10 repetitions. Good.
Is that okay?
That's perfect. By this time, again, you should start to feel like you're working reasonably hard. And if you're not, you need to better select your band tension. For those of you who need stronger band tension, up the band tension by using a thicker band. Great. How you going?
Good.
Yep. Alright, straight into your reverse crunch. So we're going to come down into the supine position or lying on your back. Okay, hands by your side for a little bit of added balance on the floor. Her legs are above her body, aiming for 90 degrees, feet together and knees together. She's then going to peel herself up, trying to clear her backside off the floor and really engage those abs. We're going to go for a total of 10 repetitions here with this one. And again, you'll see that Kaitlyn is able to really nicely control the movement on the way up and the way down. On the way up, we're going to feel the work coming up the abs, and then as we control it on the way back down toward the floor, we're going to feel it flow back down through the abs from top to bottom. Good, for a total of 10. Okay, wonderful. All right, back onto the sliders. Take 10 seconds to catch your breath there, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
Position your sliders right where you want them. Alright, great. And when you're ready, we're going to alternate with our reverse lunges using sliders for a total of 10 repetitions. When you're ready. Good. Alright, again, just bringing attention to the fact that that knee is going straight forward and over the big toe. The back leg is coming straight back. Perfect. And while doing this, she's also lovely and upright through her trunk, and we're not seeing too much sway side to side, which is really important. And again, we're going to work to 10 repetitions on this one.
One more.
Fantastic, really good stuff. Now we're going to bounce back into the shoulder taps. Okay, so she's going to assume that long plank position on the mat. Like the first time around, get your base position set. Arms out, shoulder width apart, feet out, hip width apart. Draw that belly button in, nice and strong through the trunk, and really long through the body. Okay, you should feel pretty tight, taut and on from your shoulders all the way down to your heels. Okay, so this should all be working as you do it. She's then transitioning her weight to one side, nice and strong through that arm and that shoulder, then bringing the other arm up and touching the opposite shoulder, coming back down, shifting the weight across and repeating that movement. A total of 20 repetitions here, so high volume, really good stuff. How's that one? Yeah.
Challenging.
Yeah. So you can see all together, Kaitlyn's really starting to work here. Okay, let's put the emphasis back on her core. So Palloff press, strong base position, feet hip width apart, soft bend in your knees, and really strong. And now she's going to work in a slow and controlled fashion by taking that band from just in front of her belly button and pushing it directly out in front. A total of 10 repetitions. Good. For those of you who are stronger, up the band tension, thicker bands. But this is perfect for Kaitlyn. Great. Pop that away. Alright, next one we're going to do is we're going to bounce back into that Cossack squat. Okay, so this is again a little bit more of a complex movement, but an absolute winner. Feet in this exercise are nice and wide. Okay, and remember, you're going to transition your weight from side to side. Let's go. As you go, the knee needs to come, as per the other exercises, straight over your toe. And what you'll see here is as she transitions away, the toe comes up, and that just allows for a bit better range of motion. And you'll also find that you get a bit of a stretch through your posterior thigh and into your calf. A total of 10 repetitions here, Kaitlyn. And what you'll see is that she's sinking as low as she can and sticking her bottom out as she sinks into it, and that's really important. And you should feel that through your quadriceps and a lot through your backside as well. Okay. Moving back into that push-up position. So with Kaitlyn, we're going to go straight to on the knees, and we're going to get a total of 10 repetitions completed on this round, all the way through without rest. Okay. As with all exercises, strong through the arms and shoulders, strong through the trunk, belly button in, slow controlled movement down to the floor, and a great push to the start position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again, if you need to rest at any point, do take that brief period of rest. Don't sacrifice your technique. Really good. Okay. Now we're going to do the kickbacks. Alright. So we're going to stay on the mat. We're going to assume that 4-point kneeling position. Really good. And like the first set, she's going to do 10. So let's go. Really good. Strong through the shoulders, strong through the trunk. and then lifting that leg back and up. By the time you finish, you want the sole of your shoe to be facing the roof, and you want to be bringing it up as high as you can without overextending your back. Like that. And again, with great control, you can see that KAITLYN is not tilting side to side. Really, really good. Wonderful. Alright, how'd that feel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good.
That's our session. Okay, so that's our whole body session. We're going to have some progressions in there that are going to target both the chest and the back for the upper. A lot of lower body exercises there that should target almost everything in your legs, but certainly your major muscle groups, including your glutes, your quads and your hamstrings. And also there, we've looped in a little bit of specific ab and a little bit of specific core work as well. So you should feel by the time you finish this particular routine that you've had a full body workout, and you should be pretty happy with that. How do you feel, KAITLYN?
Yeah, good. It was good.
Yeah.
Definitely worked.